Afro Comic Con 2021. Rewrite the future with us.
Okay.
Make him look mad.
What it do, y'all? It's your boy King Kurt, live as always, holding it down all the way on the East Coast. It is still sunny out there on the West Side, but your favorite black nerds are right here at Afro Comic Con, shaking the spot to bring you everything nerdy, blurty, dope, and black. I got my three favorite ladies holding it down with me. No Oni Sassy this time. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it, but when you have beautiful black women to the side of you, do you really complain? I mean, can you really complain?
You bet not.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen.
Ha! Don't start y'all shit today. All I'm saying is I don't even look. I'm not even sure. We gotta be PG-13. It's still early in the morning. We not used to being up this early. I can tell you that right now. We are not used to being up this early, but we shaking the spot over there. But first and foremost, y'all already know it's your boy King Kurt, live, the fourth smartest geek in the multiverse, and your favorite Funkle. That's what I've dubbed myself. I used to be cousin, but now I'm a Funkle. Yeah, I'm the
Funkle.
Yeah.
Sir,
I don't like how
we
that
gonna have to
sounds.
talk about.
I don't
we gonna have
either.
to talk about that.
No, we don't like Funkle.
I'm
No.
uncomfortable.
That sounds like a fun guess. Like
I need an adult.
Like wait a minute. She who is marred on the side of you got bubble gum on the side of your cheek, but I
first
look
of
like
all, first of all,
Don't play
don't
her.
come for me, okay? I don't need makeup, all right? This is my normal face. I am beautiful, okay? Take me as I am.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey.
Hashtag body positivity over here, boo.
No, that's
what?
thank God for social distancing. Hey, we got look, Foxy Roxy.
Foxy
Roxy.
Hey, boo.
So real quick, I want to set it up for everybody. We are the head nerds in charge. We are the perennial dopest black nerd show here on the East Coast in Philadelphia. We're Philadelphia's #1 geek webcast, and we try to hold it down every Wednesday, 8:30-ish, because color people time is a real thing. Yeah. Until somebody pays us to be on time, we just gonna still do what we want to do. But I don't want to talk too much about me because the show really ain't about me. It's about these four lovely ladies right here. First and foremost, I want to go to my doppelganger, my right hand, the one that holds it down when I'm not around. Teffy Wonder, let them know.
What's up, guys? I am at Teffy Wonder here, your wonderful melanated mochafied merge on co-host and managing director here at Head Nerds in Charge. I do a lot.
And we want you to do more.
Look, that part. Apart from like executive producing and being the project manager of our Patreon and all the content that go on there, I produce and schedule. I do all promotion and stuff for the show. Specifically, my baby would be Ladies' Night, where once every 2 months, I try at least to get even more beautiful black female womanhood onto the show, because the whole reason I got on the show was because of Sassy, and I was tired of all these dusty looking men.
She threatened me.
Getting on her.
She threatened me. You got on the show because you threatened me. You were like, you gonna have me on the show.
You asked me to come on because I was calling in every week, putting y'all in your place, and you was like, listen, if you got all this talk, all this mouth, come on the show. I came, you wouldn't let me leave. I tried to leave.
Yes,
you
Joe.
wouldn't.
You harassed us. But we're happy that you came. We are absolutely happy that you came.
We wouldn't be who we are if it weren't for you, mocha-fied merge on.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Oh, isn't that sweet? Well, next up, next to Teffy Wonder, my harasser and your favorite merge on.
Bye.
When a deity comes from down on high to grace pure humans with their presence, you can't look a give horse in the mouth. Why don't you let them know, love?
What's up, y'all? Y'all are new here, so it's okay. I can introduce you properly for the first time, but I expect you to remember after this. This is your favorite friendly neighborhood queer, LJ the Great, the goddess of the all, coming at you live in all the colors of the goddamn rainbow. Oop, sorry. It's supposed to be PG, right?
You said
But I'm
God.
glad that I'm here. Huh?
You said God.
Right? It was
No.
got, right? But then
damn ain't it.
I'm
Yeah.
concerned. Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
We should be allowed to say damn as far as I
At least a little bit, right? Like
That part.
just saying, because yeah, we are absolutely not child friendly per se. However, I am also a co-host of Head Nerds in Charge, the flagship show, and I'm also a creative director. I have also produced a wrestling show. We talk all things wrestling, AEW and WWE. All that is called HNIC Dark Match, and that's every Thursday. 8:39ish, because again, CP time is a thing, but come on out and talk with us virtually, obviously not come on out somewhere because I don't do people like that. But HNIC Dark Match, you can watch us on Facebook and on YouTube at the Head Nerds in Charge page.
Thank you so much, love, for holding it down, especially on the wrestling side. Women's wrestling is really popping now. Like 5 people tuned in the other day, so that's that's double the people that was original. No, that's not. I'm just all right.
First of all,
that's such a man-ish thing to say.
Listen, you say that, but Ladies Night is consistently one of the most viewed episodes on the show since its inception. So yes, you got 5 now.
You love dangling that little carrot.
She earned the right to dangle that
also,
carrot.
because you keep trying to play me to some your little Ladies Night special. My Ladies Night special is the bomb.
I'm not allowed to have a fella night, and I don't know if that's because with the patriarchy, but either way,
you have King's Court
this week. We're not doing this.
And every show before Sassy came on was Men's Night.
We are live on the West Coast. They don't know us like that. Don't worry about it. They realize that this is just how we argue. Next up, as always, let me tell you something. Rarities are one thing, but have you ever seen a black unicorn? She holds our cosplay section side of things down, and she's also a host of one of our favorite, most popular shows that we do. I can't wait for you to meet this individual, because how many times are you going to get to see Harvisha Dent come on to the
Harvisha, get off the internet.
Get
off the internet.
Harvisha Dent was like a good No. All right, Shanae, let them know.
Hi, everyone. I am Black Unicorn. I am one of the hosts at Cosplay. I am one of the hosts at Hidden Nerds in Charge. And my show is Cosplay Game Night. We have it usually monthly. I'm going to say 8 to 8:15-ish. You know,
we definitely more on time.
It's always the ish, but we're always usually try to be more on time, usually because it's a Friday. We know y'all want to get out, do ball-headed stuff.
Ball-headed whole things. I say
garden tool variety things.
So, we try to do that once a month, so you can get in early, but pre-game, and then get on before you go do what you got to do. So that's my part of the show. So tune in every Friday, not every Friday, I'm sorry, monthly on Fridays, and check us out on Hidden Nerds in Charge every Wednesday, 8:30-ish.
No, but what I love about Shanae and what she does is not only does she hold down the cosplay side of things, but y'all have to realize that Cosplay Game Night, we get cosplayers from all over, and we compete like spades at the barbecue compete. Like there ain't you might get cussed out if you mess up. So if y'all want to see a spectacle, y'all tune into our.
Because that's what exactly what it is.
It is a spectacle because Shanae tries to do her best to wrangle all these Negroes,
and it's the 2 up top that is the
don't
one.
Do that. It's her.
Putting that out there.
It's him.
Look, they can't even point to each other, right?
It's both of them.
This one over here.
It's the first 2.
And on a more serious note, I want y'all to realize we are a comedy show. We try to be comedic in all things, but we absolutely handle very serious topics. One of the things that I want to say is Shanae helped to establish one of our flagship shows called State of the Culture. And State of the Culture was built to address the needs and the concerns of the Black nerd community. Yes, it is a subculture, but it is things that goes on within this culture that needs to be addressed. Some of the things that we have addressed is transphobia. Some of the things we have addressed is revenge
Rape
porn. Some of the things that we have addressed is sexual harassment at conventions.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Shanae, you're at a convention right now, right?
I am.
What convention you at? See, you holding it down. What is that, Baltimore Comic Con?
Yes.
See, and that's the dedication that we're talking about. Even during a comic, she's at a con. It's
At
like
a con.
at a con.
Right.
That was Inception.
That's some Inception stuff.
It's layers, levels.
Yeah, definitely. But we never that deep. And of course, last but never least, the sultriest voice in the game. She holds down our modeling and voiceover section of the Head Nerds in Charge. Ladies and gentlemen, the incomparable, the voice that'll make you moist. Foxy Roxy, let them know.
Hi, everybody. My name is Foxy Roxy, aka The Voice, your fashionista and cosplayer. Here at this wonderful, really, really wonderful to meet everybody. And hi to everybody on this panel. What's going on?
Woo! Listen, clean up on Al Kurt. Foxy, come on. I don't know what to do with myself. But Foxy, we thank you for jumping on. We know everybody's taking a little bit of time out of their day because we have a super, super, super dope interview that the ladies were able to have with, without a doubt, what I consider one of the comedic greats, one of the most consistent, prolific, and blackest. I hate this.
AS.
Yeah. Comedians that's out there. My man, 50 Grand Godfrey. Just to give y'all a little bit more insight on what we do on our show before we dial up that interview, I kind of want to give you a clip that we had from one of our big shows where we call in cosplayers and other dope black creatives, and we just riff and tell jokes and have a great time. So if my producer behind the scenes, if you could play that video for me and bring it up on the big screen.
Topic about Harry Potter.
He does this every single time.
Are you a Harry Potter
every time
fan?
he's like, oh, who even likes Harry Potter?
I feel bad for any
I
child
like
who was
Harry
oppressed.
Potter. Millions of people are like Harry Potter.
Smoke, don't try to ignore me, Negro. Are you a Harry Potter fan? All right,
he's part of House of Niggerin. He's part of House of Niggerin.
Wizard Pepper.
Unbelievable. Get your ass out of my office. I will turn you into a spider. They're good kids.
All hail House Niggerin. Black Hogwarts shit.
This is so absurd.
Let it happen. Just let it happen.
Yo. No, this is dope. I forgot that
I don't know if I can hear
whole
me
thing to it.
Head Nerds in Charge.
Wait. It's the House of Niggerin.
what's the crest on the flags? A bucket of chicken?
Like two brothers.
Oh my god.
There's pandemonium.
With a pigeon like.
Who is dying?
Danielle in the
Or my
chat says
Patronus
she
to
loves
be a
Harry
Nickelback.
Potter.
Yo, as far as jokes go, ever on that show, that is probably the most real-time joke I've ever experienced.
It's the House of Niggerin.
Wait, vote on the 45 cosplays on our show.
Oh my god.
You done been booed?
Oh my god. Dog, I can't, man.
Yo,
I got an asthma attack, cuz.
No, y'all.
Bro, did we have Violent on
Oh
this
my
show?
god, I got an asthma attack, man. I got an asthma attack. I'm done.
The pandemonium.
He's in the House of Niggerin.
We had a child on
I am
this
so
stream.
sorry to the rest of the panel for the nigga.
Oh my god.
Listen,
Oh my god. Oh my god, dog. Yo.
Never in the history of niggas has it ever been somebody more.
He said the House of Niggerin.
The House of Niggerin in the history of niggas. No, we have coined a new phrase on the Head Nerds in Charge. It is official. There is a new house in Hogwarts.
The House of Niggerin. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yo,
Oh,
The rail.
I got a headache,
Who's
man.
the house ghost? Uncle Ben?
Yo.
Dog,
It
I
just kept
can't.
getting
I
worse.
can't. I can't.
This is back when we was drinking every week during COVID.
Please go to the next subject before Jason say something else.
Oh,
yeah,
Lord.
yeah. So if you've
Listen.
never seen one of our shows, and my producer could bring us back. If you've never seen one of our shows, that's just a quick clip. Of
That's
what it
when we
means.
were all drinking every week during COVID because we were home during quarantine.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a Puritan. I
depressed
don't drink
and
alcohol.
liquor.
Oh my.
So you just gonna lie like that? Okay,
Straight face.
that's what we do. Okay.
I'll be soaking. Anyway, trust and believe me.
Mormon joke.
If you ever get the chance to actually watch our show live, this is just a brief little clip of the humor and the fun and the freeness that we have, especially building our own platforms and being the creatives that we are. Each individual here was a creative in their own individuality, but they came together to support the Head Nerds in Charge network and the Head Nerds in Charge platform. If you want to find out more of us and where our platform is, just Google us. We are the #1 search name under that name, Head Nerds in Charge. If you put Head Nerds in Charge in Google, we come right up. We have over 300,000 followers. We reach almost 50 million people monthly. And right now, the brand has branched out and become its own entertainment and media company. We have a studio in Philadelphia where we ask other creatives to come in and support the platform, bring their content, bring their talent, and we will help them build their brands. So not only do we produce and create content, we also support other dope Black creators, because this is what Afro Comic Con is all about. It's about bringing the creators that are unsung, that do not get the exposure in mainstream media, and providing a platform so that we can all grow. One of the things that is our go-to mission statement is the proliferation and promotion of POC creatives. So if you're out there, West Coast, East Coast, if you're everywhere, maybe not you, Florida, but if everybody else,
we don't claim y'all.
I'm just joking, Florida. Come on, y'all can come too. Just leave that madness that y'all got going on down there. Y'all be biting.
Leave that madness.
Yeah,
right?
You never know what Florida is
Speak
going
the
to do.
foolishness over there.
Yeah. We Northerners, we not used to that kind of tomfoolery. But as we get ready to queue up the Godfrey interview, I guess want to kind of ask the ladies, how was your experience doing that interview? Was it dope? Was it as dope as you would hope it to be?
Does anybody want to answer first?
It was. Oh, I was gonna say it was all that and more, because he was so. When you meet famous people, you just like, I hope they're cool.
I hope
Yeah.
they're not an
They're
asshole.
cool.
I really
Right.
hope they're not. Like,
Right, and so many of them act like they too cool to talk to you, like they wasn't some weird geek who was where you were at one point. But he wasn't like that. He was great. We talked for over an hour, just like it felt like we were just shooting the what with like one of our friends.
Shooting the breeze.
Yeah.
Yes, that.
I'm from Philadelphia. I'm not sure what you're shooting. That could mean a couple different things from my
Oh my God.
Boy.
I'm just joking. And Foxy Roxy, being one of the more popular cosplayers in the community, for those that are interested in being a creative and or building a brand, what advice would you give to them?
I guess I would give to you guys is just post as much as you can. If you're afraid to talk in front of people or whatnot, just start with doing little lives every now and then, 10, 15 minutes of talking about your day or whatever. And you talk about what you're wearing, things like that. And just take your time.
I'm on it. It's fine.
Take your time with it, and it'll happen. Everybody's platform starts off small, so don't try to jump up there and be like immediately like everybody else. You come out at your own pace, and it'll come.
That's big facts. One of the remember, even Head Nerds in Charge 2 years ago, we were a very, very, very small platform, and it took about 3 years for us to amass the following that we have, and even then, we still got a long way to grow. I mean, Shanae, where are you at now? Like almost 100,000 followers on TikTok.
I don't know anymore. I just get on there and I hope that I'm funny and I just keep it moving.
No, if y'all get an opportunity, definitely check out Black Unicorn's TikTok. Single-handed one. That's actually one of the reasons why I asked her to be on our show, because she
Believe it or not, they
consistently
post banned me. Actually, I got to a certain point and they kept like blocking my content for a while. And now like the numbers, I'm getting the friend requests and everything, but the numbers just aren't moving. So like the last I checked, it was like 108,000, but it's definitely more than that. But you know.
Wait, you mean a major platform is stifling the growth of a Black creative? Wow, where have I heard that before?
Oh my god!
Touch my pearls. Like,
it's been that way for literally the last few months. It's just been stuck at that one number. So I don't know.
But see, that's one of the reasons why you have to support platforms like an Afro Comic Con, like a Head Nerds in Charge, because we cannot rely on other platforms to thrive. We can't rely on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok to always be there to support us. Yep. Heck, you could barely get somebody to answer the phone if you have an issue. So this is one of the reasons why supporting our personal platforms, our websites, and helping to bolster our platforms are super important, because if Facebook decides to go away, which it did for a couple of minutes, not too long ago.
6 hours.
Yeah. For 6 hours,
I wasn't
we
counting
had
or nothing.
no socials. Couldn't DM no nudes and nothing. But so if you
Twitter was popping though.
But no. If you understand the necessity of platforms, and platforms that represent people who look like her, and myself, and we don't mean just Black, we mean all people of color, because there are multiple marginalized groups that are underrepresented. That's why there's a need for an Afro Comic Con. We can't get to just having a Comic Con where everybody's represented equally until we meet that equality standard, especially in media. And there's so many of us striving for it. We thank you so much for sitting around, listening to us talk, and introduce ourselves to you. So what I want y'all to do is, we're getting ready to queue up this interview. The ladies are going to take it away. They have, without a doubt, more fun. I was a little jealous because all I could do is sit there and watch this dope interview, but I can't thank these amazing women right here, because let me tell you something. If you want something to grow, put it in the hands of a Black woman. And these 4 Black women have absolutely helped this platform, this brand, to become what it is, to the point where we get to talk to you fine brothers and sisters and folks on the West Coast and introduce this interview with my man 50 grand, Godfrey. If our producer can cue up the interview, we out. Y'all already know.
Afro Comic Con 2021. Rewrite the future with us.
Here from the Head Nerds in Charge, coming at you guys from Afro Comic Con, and I am so excited. We're so pleased that Afro Comic Con is bringing Godfrey here, and they are going to let the HNIC interview him. So before we get into that, and I'm going to bring all my girlies in, I would just like to say, one, we would like to thank Afro Comic Con for bringing this amazing, bringing us this amazing opportunity to interview such a awesome, creative Black talent, as well as bringing amazing, funny truth to power to the community. And so I have my ladies here, but before I introduce them, I just would like to remind everyone that Afro Comic Con is a yearly event, and they have programs as well throughout the entire year. They are a non-profit organization that relies heavily on the donations of the community. So if you could, please donate to them, help support this wonderful, wonderful organization, you guys. Because as we say every week on the Head Nerds in Charge, if you want to be the change you want to see in the world, you want to see more amazing Black faces like us, you have got to put your money where your mouth is. So make sure that you donate and support them. And I would love to get into it. So I'm going to introduce my lovely, lovely co-host as well, starting with LJ herself. What's up, darling?
Wait, lovely co-host, was that a pun?
I know how much you like them.
Yeah, you know, I do love puns. But what's up, y'all? This is LJ the Great, your favorite friendly neighborhood queer, goddess of the eye, coming at you live in all the colors of the goddamn rainbow. As always, I'm so excited to be here. Godfrey has been like a staple of my childhood for a while. I hope I'm not aging him when I say that, but he don't mind. Hopefully he don't mind.
Put him up there, like
you old dick, not playing. But yes, no, this is me. It is I.
And Shanae, so glad you could join us as well.
I appreciate it. I am honored. Like LJ said, like I've been watching him on Comic View. I've been watching him. Like I remember when he first came out, when he was like even smaller. Like when I seen him come back out again, I was like, he got swole. Like even in the gym. But like, love it. I am just honored to have this opportunity and just like, this is just dope. Like, please support Discon. Like, it's, look at this man right here.
See, swole.
Listen, and we got the man of the hour here, Godfrey himself. Listen, they already gushed all over you, and I'm.
Oh, really?
Yes. Listen. I remember seeing you on Comedy Central Presents, the little 30-minute episodes.
Yeah.
And on I Love the 80s and the 70s and stuff.
70s and the 40s and the 20s.
Listen.
Your commentary was always fucking hilarious, bro. Oh my God. Wait, can we curse on this?
Yeah, I think so.
Cause I was just like,
let's leave the cursing to him. God, let's leave the cursing to him. So
we don't get paid to curse yet, so we can't.
Nah, you guys cursed. You already did it.
So we sincerely appreciate this. Literally, like this is amazing.
Well, Afro Comic Con, Haley told me about it. I think it was last year. I was on it with actually Sinbad and his son. I hope Sinbad is recovering, and his son is like an animator, an illustrator. And so I was like, Afro Comic Con. I said, what the hell is that? I said, there's an Afro, because I mean, more Black people read comic books than white people, actually. A lot of my friends, because I was, you know, I was older than you guys, but I was collecting comic books a long time ago when I was little. And, I had Uncanny X-Men, I had, Avengers. I did the Defenders, Submariner, all that. I had DC, I had Marvel. I mean, you know what I mean? And so I was like Afro Comic Con, and all my friends that were the comic experts were all the Black people. It was all the Black people. And we would run circles around all the white guys. Like we would be like, it's just like no different than Kung Fu movies. Black people know about Kung Fu movies more than anybody. Absolutely. You're talking about Shaw Brothers, Golden Harvest. I mean, I was watching 70s and 60s Kung Fu movies, the Chinese cinema. And every time I would talk about it amongst my white friends, I would run circles around them. But all the Black dudes, we all knew each other. We said, Shaolin versus Lama. What? Yeah, Kid with the Golden Arm, right? Iron Monkey, And so it's the same thing with comic books. So many Black people know about comic books. Like we go in, we know hardcore shit, and yet we're not represented. You know what I mean?
Any of it.
So that brings me to a question that I have for you, because like we're clearly the head nerds in charge. So we're like, we are nerdy, so it's like
I love that. I want a t-shirt.
You want merch? You get merch.
I will rock that shit.
Yes. We're going to send you a little care package then.
The thing about me is I'm known for my t-shirt game. No one can really F with me on my t-shirt game.
Send us a P.O. box. We'll give you a care package.
And that looks really cool.
Thank you.
Listen, we got wristbands out here, stickers.
I like the font, the scrubbed font. I like that, because it can stand for a lot of things. HNIC, you guys saw Lean On Me.
Yes. That's me. There's only one boss in this place, and that's me.
That's right. I'm the head and in charge.
Listen.
everybody above a certain age is like HNIC, and then they see that it says nerds, and they're like, oh, okay.
Every time,
That's
all the white
fantastic.
people, I have to side eye like the hell out of white people because they do a double take every time. I'm just like, what you think it said? You said it in your head, didn't you? I know you did, because they was like, what's that? Oh, nerds. Oh, is that the only part that you saw, mother?
Yeah.
So with that being said, do you have like a favorite fandom? Like I remember in Regular Black, you mentioned Harry Potter. Like, are you a Harry Potter fan? You know,
Yeah, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I went to Universal with my friend like 3 years ago, and I went to the whole. It was weird because I was doing a show in Orlando, and this dude, some white dude, he's like a comedian. He goes, "Hey man, I'm a big fan. You mind if I do some time on your show?" I said, "Yeah, I'll let you do some time. Not a big deal, you know." And he went on stage, did his thing, and he says, "Hey man, by the way, are you a big Harry Potter fan?" I said, "Hell yeah." He goes, "Well, I'm the systems engineer for the Universal Harry Potter thing." He goes, "You can get it. I got you tickets. I'll hook you up. Thanks for letting me." I was like, "What?"
Blessings, oh blessings, oh blessings.
So we went to Harry Potter, and that thing is fantastic. And it was like, and then I went on a date with this one chick, this African-American chick, and her father was the head of the construction of Hogwarts.
Wow.
I was like, what is going on? And so I went, I hung out, Diagon Alley, the drag. I bought 2 wands. I was, hey man.
Dual wielding the wands and shit.
Harry Potter and
my
Spider-Man.
Hufflepuff heart be still.
So what house do you rep? Because this is going to determine if we're going to talk to you.
Gryffindor. I'm always like, it's just like the first Dumbledore. He said, Gryffindor, 50 points for Gryffindor. Yeah, I like the first Dumbledore. I didn't like the other one.
I like the first Dumbledore.
We all do.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. And I like the first one. That was my dude. But yeah, I am Gryffindor all day. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll allow it. I guess.
Are you Hufflepuff or something?
Huffle gang. Huffle gang.
You guys are Hufflepuff. I think it's Hufflepuff because it's a cute name.
I am okay. So every time,
but Gryffindor, they're the Yankees of Hogwarts. Okay?
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, of course. I'm a Gryffindor, but it's not a lot of us out here, so you know, I'd be like, yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Every time I take the quiz, I get a different answer, but it's only one of two. I'm either Ravenclaw or Slytherin. But I claim Ravenclaw because that is like the most. See that. Yeah, that matches like my personality. But if you with me, I could be a Slytherin.
Well, I
could be a Slytherin.
I have a Ravenclaw robe that this chick, it's another awesome African American chick that she gave me the Ravenclaw robe to borrow it because I do a character on my Instagram called Larry Potter. He doesn't have an accent. He's just like, yo, what's good? This is Larry Potter. You know what I mean? Trying to do my thing. Feel me?
Your thing.
So would you kind of cosplay on the low, like with these characters and stuff? Like, would you ever come to a convention, like besides this?
I would. If I got invited to a convention, hell yeah, I would come.
Be invited?
Oh yeah, you guys have a convention?
Yes, next year, June 18th of 2022. HNIC
well, now that I know, thank you for telling me early. It's not going to be some virtual.
No, it's live and in color. It's going to be at an esports lounge, so you can play a whole bunch of games on PC.
Where's this
on
at?
console.
What city?
It's just outside of Pennsylvania. Just outside of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to be in? Oh, bad.
Yeah, we're all in Philly. Well, except for
I live in New York.
Yeah.
Hey, Comic-Con is happening right now. You
on God say less.
Well, I'm in Baltimore right now doing shows.
First of all, let me tell you how angry I am because listen, I almost unfriended somebody for going to a Godfrey show and not letting me know he was here. So I didn't know that you were here this weekend. And then I found out we had to do this weekend, but I just bought tickets to the DC show. So you'll see
on Sunday?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. DC, October 28th to the 31st. DC
Yep,
Improv.
you'll see me Halloween night. I'll be in there. Look for this hair. It's going to be me. I'm in it. I mean, I got my ticket this morning.
We gotta send you his HNIC shirt so you can run up on stage
like we gotta give you
extra large. Is
extra large.
Is it good material, like stretchy?
Yes, it's quality material.
Not that
for sure.
stiff, boxy.
No. It's comfy cozies for real.
Yeah, you gotta have the right material. You can't.
Yeah. No, we
That's
got
awesome.
quality merch. It's cool.
Listen,
got that for you.
We'll definitely have that available for you. I'm gonna order it the second we get off.
Yes. Must have.
But I would like to back it up a little bit because, like we said at the beginning, many of our viewers first got introduced to you on the stand-up series BET's Comic View. But we know you really debuted in 1995 in New York at Caroline's and have been in television and movies. That's over 25 years of comedy. What would you say? I know, right? What would you say has been the key to your success?
Just loving what I do. I mean, not to sound corny, but that's the truth. It's
That's
like
not corny.
It's loving what I do. I love comedy because it's always a new day. It's never the same. But you can make it the same depending on how lazy you are. But like someone like a Dave Chappelle, who obviously changes the game all the time and just, challenges himself, pushes the envelope. It's the same way I do it, just high. I think just highbrow comedy keeps it interesting. Because when you're a real thinker, you're always trying to push the envelope, trying to reinvent yourself. Chris Rock's the same way. Certain comedians, there's something new they have to say. Even if you don't necessarily go, well, that wasn't that funny. I go, but then he said something different, though. It's still, They tried to push the envelope this time. It wasn't the same low fruit, boring. I'm just saying, sometimes people just do the low fruit stuff. I'm always into, okay, what can I talk about? Okay, do I talk about the LGBT? Yeah, what the hell? Let me go. Or do I talk about, you know what I mean? Do I talk about the police brutality? Yeah. So that's why I think I keep my stuff fresh and I still have enthusiasm for it because I'm always challenging myself. Like, okay, what next? You know what I mean? What can I do next instead of the same old? That's why people love my shows because they go, man, you always doing something different. You always changing something up or whatever. That's because I challenge myself.
Even jokes I've seen you do more than once, like when you talk about your Nigerian family. Yeah, I always gotta bring it up. Never like quite the same every time you talk about it, and it's always a little bit different, and it always gets a laugh from me every single time.
Because when you're talking on stage and you hit like you're in a stream of consciousness, sometimes that'll come up and it'll just match with the conversation. Like that, I'll go, I'm going to talk about the Nigerian thing because the situation is bringing me to that joke. So, and people love it when I bring it up because I am that. I'm never going to not be Nigerian. So, so I'm going to bring it up because I love doing it. I love talking about my parents who aren't around anymore, but I love talking about them. And I like bringing up the Nigerian thing, and Nigerians will always be in the audience going, "Oh, yeah." And it's and so that's what I like about my jokes because they're like evergreen. They're not dated.
True. So when it comes to doing something new all the time, if there's one thing I notice of like a theme on your Instagram, which I love, like your Instagram, like your like lives. And Godfrey, we trust, it's always something new. Like you and Andre, you and Ty, whoever's on there, y'all are freaking hilarious, right?
Thanks.
But there is a theme, like you use your platform to call out Karens and like racism and all that, which, I'm all the way down for it, baby. Okay. But like when it comes to your large platform, because you have like what, 500,000 followers, have you gotten
he has over 600,000 followers.
She did her research this morning, okay? She has her reviews. Okay.
Yeah, because last time I checked, it was like upwards of 500,000. But see, like even then, so have you gotten backlash or ain't nobody trying to step to you like that?
I feel like I've gotten backlash because nowadays, racism has never changed. It's just remixed,
Yeah.
So and now they do it with tech now. It's tech racism.
It's televised.
Yep. So what they do now is they shadow ban you. They do the shadow banning. You know what shadow banning is?
That makes me so angry as like a plus size Black creative, because I not to like jump in, but that makes me so angry because it's like I'll be doing so good, okay, followers, okay, come through, likes, and then all of a sudden nothing.
And shadow ban you. Shadow banning is when they make it difficult for people to find your account even though they're following you.
Yeah.
And because my friends will be like, people will say, hey man, every time you get on live, I don't get the notification. I don't get the notification.
Well, I haven't seen
and I
you
noticed my numbers went down a little bit as far as like the live numbers. I go, man, I was usually 200-300 and then now it's one something. I go, they do real silly shit like that. They'll shadow ban you.
And they shadow ban certain hashtags as well. So like I said, when you have hashtags because you cater to a specific audience, like I do plus size and cosplay and I pole dance as well. So all of a sudden you'd be like, why I'm not hitting like I should be hitting. And people be like, I ain't seen you on Instagram in a minute. And I'm like, oh, it's
but
yeah, my numbers, I'm at 614,000, but I should be at like 800,000. It's just
I was surprised you were under a million.
It's been sitting there for a long time, and I go, and I see my numbers, like when I'll see new followers, I'm like 100 new followers, 100, and the numbers are still sitting there. I think they're doing something to because of the stuff I say, and the stuff I'm saying is, see, when they say controversial, it's always about white people thinking it's controversial.
That part.
To us, it's not even controversial. We're just telling the truth. We're like, that's not controversial. It's controversial when they're upset at us calling them out.
Yeah, because at that point, like, if you hollering, it's because you got hit. So how is that my problem to fix if you are getting hit? Because you know what I'm saying? Because like at the end of the day, if they see like, you know, a live or whatever, and you got that pipe, they're like, oh, block. Like immediately, because they already know that you're about to call somebody out. So even with that type of a backlash, do you like, how important is it to you to use your platform to call that out?
It's very important because I like doing. See, I grew up in Chicago, so I'm from Chicago originally. So when I was in college, University of Illinois, which was very white university, and Big Ten University, and
oh gosh,
I got it was 45,000 students and only 800 blacks. So but we had all the sororities and fraternities. We had Omega, we had Kappa, Sigma, Alphas, we had Deltas, SG Rhodes, we had all of them. I was a Delta Gen. I was on the fucking sweetheart court, so the male sweetheart, So, and I dated some Alpha Deltas and shit. So it's like, but I got real militant when I was in college, you know, very militant. I was, we had African American Cultural Center. We started studying a lot of African and African American history. So we were, that was unbeknownst to the university, we did it on our own. We bought books from black bookstores and started our own book club. And that's how come I have a huge collection of African American stuff and my storage is in Queens. I have so many books. And then I got real militant. So that's just the way I was. And then I would go see the minister when I was 18, 19. I'll go see the minister Farrakhan, when I was go see Savior's Day in Chicago. I would just go see him because I had friends in there for a while. And I started to really take on, you know, Malcolm X and all, James Baldwin, Toni Morrison, Gwendolyn Brooks, Count Cullen. I had a black poetry literature class I took in the summer because I said, I just want to take a class. I did that. I just, you know, and it was all, so when I started doing the comedy thing out of college, you know, after seeing Tommy Davidson came to my college and performed, and I showed him around campus. I showed him around campus with my friends. And then I was like motivated to really do this. And I said, because I was so outspoken in college, you know, I was a pre-med psych major. And
goodness,
and so I'm Nigerian. What do you
you gotta be a doctor.
Pressure.
All my immigrant friends are like, you gotta be a doctor or a scientist
of some kind.
You know, that's like normal to us. It's like, And so I was like, I was like, man, I think I'm gonna do this comedy thing. And then I started, you know, doing open mics in Chicago. That's when I met Bernie Mac, and he had open mic night, and it was me, Dion Cole, and D-Ray. All of us were doing the open mics at Bernie Mac's club. So, and so that's when I started incorporating a lot of my knowledge on stage. you know, but it took time to develop that shit
Yeah,
first.
because you can't just, hey, racism sucks.
Right. But then once you start to get and find your feeding and starting your footing in comedy, start getting comfortable, then when I got to New York, that's when I really started to craft my shit out, you know, because I was doing, you know, in New York, you know, you do so much stage time, you start to go, oh shit, I'm starting to get better a little quicker. So it's time to really express yourself. So I started incorporating a lot of the stuff that I was learning and reading, and all that Farrakhan, Malcolm X shit, it comes in you. You start to incorporate it in a funny way.
Yeah.
And the boldness is from them. The Muhammad Ali, those are all my heroes. Ali and all the people that didn't give a damn. It was always about their people. So anytime I'm on stage, it's always about us and our progression, and you know what I mean? It's always that. The way I perform, people know, oh, this dude loves his black people. I go, yeah, but I love people, period. But you're gonna respect us first before it's over. You're gonna know, oh, we need to respect that. We need to respect his culture. We need to respect black people, black whip, the whole. Yeah, I don't play. It's like, but I don't shove it down the throat of white people so they don't enjoy the show. I don't do that. That's irresponsible.
I always find that really funny about we call them the lacking melanation tribe when they come to
the Mayokins.
Right.
The Mayokins. The lactation nation.
Listen, you know what I'm saying, the Caucasian persuasion, when they come to the HNIC page, because we some of the stuff we say be a little wild, but we have to tell them, we're like, listen, this nerd stuff comes second because we biggity black over here. And
what's the reason? And people go, what's the reason for it? I go, but here's the thing. I go, you guys started this bullshit. It's not, you started the whole race thing. We didn't do that.
Yeah.
You guys started it in around the 1500s. You started separating people by categorization so you could control people. You started it. And you know, if someone says, why is it always about race? I go, yeah, you tell me, why is it always about race? You're the reason why we have a Black History Month. You're the reason why we have Ebony Magazine. You're the reason why we have historical black. It's your fault. You didn't have to do that. If you just treated everybody equally, we wouldn't have to have Indigenous People Day. That's your fault. We wouldn't have to have Asian American History. Your fault. You know, why are you deflecting? And that's why we can't get anywhere, because it's just this constant cognitive dissonance. You don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Stop it. Just what'd you say?
Now, if you're tired of hearing about it, then change it. And if you don't want to change it,
all you gotta do, all it is a quick change.
Simple.
Just change your mind. It's, you know, we don't need a program. We don't need to go to a retreat. We don't need. That's your problem. You're always retreating.
White people love retreats.
No, they always retreat. That's their fucking problems. They're always retreating. Niggas, stay in the motherfucking mix and learn from there. You're gonna go to ayahuasca, take drugs in the forest, and then you come back holding your purse in an elevator. What the fuck was the purpose of the retreat?
You learned
You
nothing.
went all the way to ayahuasca, took drugs, and from some white dude who stole it from some Native American, and you're like taking, and then you come back and you're still a fucking asshole. I mean, what was the purpose of that $2,000 retreat when you can change your life for free? It can do it for free, but you're so caught up in entitlement, and you're so entitled, and you can't see anybody progressing because you've been taught. And it's been ingrained in you that you're the best, even through your mediocrity.
Ooh.
You know?
And then also they kind of, I don't like when they like push it on us, like, because you could be minding your business. Like, I'd be minding my black ass business. I'd be in Walmart trying to get in and out, and somebody would just say something random to me, like, you know, I don't like that those football players are protesting. Like, why do you want to have this conversation with me? Like, do you?
Yeah,
I am not the person to have this conversation with. And it's like, why did you choose me of all people to try to rattle me today? You know what I mean?
Because they lump us all together. So if they
you look like a safe black.
Yeah, that too.
I am not.
You're palatable.
This hair is red as a warning. Like, don't come over here. Leave me alone. Come on now. Go ahead, Joanne.
So if you could just I just want to hop in. One, I'd like to say that's why we have things like Afro Comic Con and Blerds Con and HNIC Con next year because
we don't have a lot of spaces.
One, we don't have a lot of space, and two, calling them out is only, I feel like it's like a twofold problem. Like calling them out, yes, should 100% calling people out. Some white guy at my job printed out an article, a 3-page article on melanin and put it on my desk because he didn't know what it meant, and I had a t-shirt that said melanin on it. I almost got fired that day. But I also think it's so great that you bring history to your shows and like bring that psychological element to it, because I feel like the other side of it should be education, and not that it's our responsibility to educate white people, but at least like for our own people, because this past year we helped sponsor a photo shoot on Juneteenth celebrating Black, Afro-Caribbean, Egyptian, like African descended like gods and deities and stuff like that, and it was melanated and perfect. And we had people, we were out in a public park, and Shanae and Love, you can attest to this as well. We had people stopping us, being like, "Wait, who are y'all? Where y'all going? What y'all doing?"
Right. Black children were walking up to us like, "Who are you? You're so pretty. You're so cool."
Yes,
because
and
everybody is used to the Greek gods. That's all anybody ever talks about. But we have a whole lineage and history and culture that we come from, so we tapped into that. And all other Black families were like, "Thank you," because I'm sick of the other shit.
Wasn't it like a Nigerian cookout, like at the same time?
Yeah, it was like
thank you.
They was awesome. They was out there with their headdresses on, and I made like an Egyptian sun disk headdress to go
and that's
with my
and that's so
outfit.
funny because all of the Greeks learned from Africa. They took all their philosophies from Africa. Aesop's fable, all that shit was African. They studied in Africa. Aristotle, what's his other name?
Even the
Socrates.
founding fathers was getting like math and arithmetic from
they
like
were
Middle
Masons.
Eastern and North African.
It was all African philosophy, Egyptian philosophy.
Yeah.
And like even with like the story for DC Comics, the story of Superman is Egyptian. The whole shit is Egyptian from you know what I mean. Offset is Supergirl. Offset is Supergirl. El Khalil is about what's his name? Cyrus. It's all the same. It's the same exact story. It's all African. You know, it's no different than the Lone Ranger. It's a Black dude named Bass Reeves. I mean, the Lone Ranger is based on a Black cowboy. Like it's like I don't know what it is, but they just take everything. I mean, I don't, and I'm not. It's not like a condemnation. It's just like you find out and you're so upset because you go, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you thought she was the best, and this was our shit, and you couldn't even make up your
get the
own
recognition that they get, you know. So when you find out, like, well, why wasn't this recognized? Because this is great.
TikTok is literally white people stealing Black people stuff.
Black people
like
shit.
the entire platform.
It's like that's all they do is they wait on us as they make fun of us. Because when you make fun of, to me, if you're making fun of a people that you don't know, that haven't bothered you, there's got to be a jealousy. It has to be.
Absolutely.
It's like the pretty girl that everyone hates. The girls want to beat her up, and she hasn't done anything to anybody because they know she has all these great attributes, and they're so ugly inside and outside, and they hate themselves that they have to make themselves feel better by like shitting on us, making fun, but then everybody's getting lips and asses and all the, you know what I mean?
BBLs is taking over.
But it's scary because
parents.
their hate, the jealousy is turning into hate, and they want to take our lives. Sometimes they want to kill us because they're so jealous of us that it turns into a hatred thing. Like when the Spider-Verse came out, which was fantastic. You know, Miles Morales,
hands down, best Spider-Man movie ever.
They won an Oscar. Go figure. And you know, they made him an Afro-Latino. Miles Morales. So they wanted to kill two birds with one stone because they couldn't see themselves actually doing a separate Latino Spider-Man. So they said, let's kill him with two birds. But he was a Black kid. Let's just keep it 100. And all the white nerds were upset that Spider-Man was Black. White nerds.
We hear about Black Panther. Like, what if we did a White Panther? Like,
everything that you do is White Panther, though.
I just went to go see James Bond this weekend, and people were Lashana Lynch had to get off Twitter, off social media, because they were like, "What do you mean a black woman's gonna be 007?" I seen the movie. Y'all didn't have nothing to be mad about. Like,
you know what's so funny? A black woman be 007. They'd be the same dudes with black wives and black girlfriends. You know,
be the same dudes at my job printing out articles about melanin, but the same ones asking to touch my hair and all this other weird
you know, they don't
stuff.
they don't want to respect you
but they can
vertically.
fetishize.
They want to respect you horizontally.
They can absolutely fetishize the hell out of us.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, and when the people were the nerds were getting mad, Spider-Man black, I go, you know, Spider-Man isn't real, right? He's not real, guys. So you're racist in virtual reality.
I'm so glad somebody.
You're racist in fiction.
Wow.
I mean, are we really? Is it that deep that you don't even want us in cartoon? You don't want us in Pixar?
Yes.
You're that fucked up.
Yes.
You in virtual reality, you still carry that. You can't even be a human being in virtual reality.
Yeah, no.
Why can't you use your imagination to actually be a human being? How about try that? How about pretend like you're not racist in virtual reality?
That would be great.
Virtual reality, but you still want to be racist in virtual reality. That shit is such a sickness.
Well, that's where they can be the boldest at, because you know.
Because they ain't got to meet us on the street.
Right, though. They real bold online and whatnot. So, okay. So, online is...
No, go ahead.
Online is a thing. And social media has taken over. Like, you know, as I was corrected earlier, you have over 600,000 followers, which is incredible, although you should have more. But that has expanded your reach worldwide, globally, right? So
I hope so.
Right. So how has being on social media strengthened your brand, and how were you getting the word out about Godfrey prior to Rihanna's internet being a thing?
Well, I was getting the word out before the internet. I'll answer that one first. Before the internet, I mean, I was just on different stuff, like you say, the VH1 stuff. I did, you know, when I was on MTV hosting Spring Break, and they, you know, MTV reran a lot of stuff. So then when I did Spring Break, they said, hey man, we'd like you to do some stuff on VH1 because they're part of the same family, Viacom. They said, hey man, we want you to like do a talking head on like this thing called I Love the 80s. I said, oh, that's dope. I'll do that because I know you'll run it to death.
Yeah.
You know, you weren't getting a lot of money, but I didn't care. I just
amen.
Shown a lot. And then when I did 7-Up commercials and blah, blah, blah. And that's how I was, you know, in people's faces, because I was doing commercials and then the VH1 stuff and then the Comedy Central. So everything was just, you know, coming together. I was, you know, doing all kind of different things. You know, I wasn't on a sitcom per se, but I was doing like shit, you know, like a lot of like teenage stuff and young people stuff and where they rerun. So I stayed in the mix. And then with Comic View, they reran that stuff. And so I was doing the urban side and doing the mainstream side. So I was just trying to get, and don't get me wrong, I was trying to get on some series, you know. I was trying.
Run me that consistent bag.
Listen.
Yeah, you know, I was trying to, and but luckily, about 4 years ago, you know, when Twitter and all that came out, I wasn't doing a lot. I was doing here, I was saying some stuff here. I wasn't really hitting it like that. But then about 4 or 5 years ago, I really, really took IG to the next level. I got with some Instagram stars like Rennie, Rennie, who looked like me. And I go, you know, Rennie, I met him. He goes, man, everybody's saying we look like we're related, like you're my big brother. I said, well, check this out. We need to start to do something. Let's do something with this. So I got with him. And once I started doing sketches with Rennie, that's when my numbers started to really start to grow. And he was showing me, this is what you need to do, man, blah, blah, blah. I said, damn. So we had an ongoing theme. Like they thought that he was my son, da. So we just kept that going. That started to get big. Then he introduced me to King Batch.
Wait, so he's not your son?
What?
Nah, See, he's Haitian. Rennie is Haitian. So
good job.
He really does look like you, though. Sorry.
Yeah, he does. And so from there, he introduced me to King Batch. King Batch was like, dude, Godfrey, we got to do something. King Batch comes to New York. We start doing sketches. My numbers go up some more.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the mix with all these other
like the Vine
influencers.
stars and the YouTubers and all that.
Yeah.
So now I'm starting to reach another demographic, because when I started traveling, I was in Montreal. Everyone's like, oh, you the dude that does the Rennie stuff. And I was like, wow, this stuff is really working.
Yeah.
And so it became like an obsession, which is that, and that's why I go, it's a job now.
Yeah.
Because I go, I got to do another video. I got to do this. And now I started to turn the video to myself. Once I started getting in the mix and my stuff was going viral, I said, okay, now I'm going to be able to do political statements through characters, do impersonations. You know, I balance it. I do goofy shit. I try to do political shit. If I think it's right for me, I'll do it. I'll go, let me talk about this situation. Using the British character with the pipe, I thought of an idea. I said, let me go get a pipe. That'll be better, because we're fascinated by accents, and you can convey stuff when you have an accent. Because, you know, when Black people are complaining, the rah-rah, no one wants to hear the rah-rah sometimes. People get mad. That's why cops sometimes shoot Black men, because when you go, yo, what I do, man? I didn't do nothing. They pop out, you know. That's what they don't want to hear. But I figure if you go, hello, everyone, Godfrey here, that soothes people.
Immediately.
You know, a Black person with a British accent, that's why they love Black British actors, because I think they just want to hear that accent.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of Black actors.
But it sounds good in accent.
Yeah.
Right.
There's plenty of Black actors that can play these roles, American, but sometimes I think some white people just want to hear that British accent from a Black person. It makes them, sometimes I swear to God, white people pick people that soothe them. More
it's
than
like colorism. Like the lighter you are, the more comfortable white people feel being around you.
Lighter. It's see, I would love to say that there's colorism in Hollywood, but it's not really that. There's colorism amongst us, because dark-skinned people are killing it in Hollywood. I mean, you got Viola Davis, they treat Black people equally, light or dark. Doesn't matter. It's us who are the worst as far as colorism. White with videos, it's all light-skinned women. It's the rappers that do that shit. It's the, you know what I mean? But as far as like complexions, Black people of all complexions are killing it in Hollywood. I'm talking about the ones that are successful. You got Samuel Jackson, you got Viola Davis, you got Will. There's so many. Nobody light skin is running to Hollywood. That's bullshit. Because you got Don Cheadle, you got Dan Kalu, you got the Nigerian actors, you got dark, light, browns,
Winston Duke, and Lupita.
It's just they just see us as Black now, because white folks know the complexion scheme now.
Yeah,
they know what mixed looks like. They know what albinos look like. They know what the Black schematic is.
The full spectrum.
Because they're having kids with Black women and Black men, so they know. They see it. They go, oh yeah, that's a mix. That's what mixed looks like. Sorry to say that, but you know, when you start mixing, you start to get, oh, they're Black, even though they're half. That's what, you know, they're figuring.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, there was a time when, you know how the Black people that passed in the early 20s.
They got a whole movie coming out about that now called Passing.
It was a brown paper bag, right? Like
that was from some of the Black societies, the blue vein societies that wouldn't let dark-skinned people in there. Like some of AKAs were known for that.
Yes, child.
The AKAs were known for that. But I'm talking about when Black people passed amongst white folks. But when I look at the pictures, I go, they look Black.
I said the same thing.
Yeah, to us.
The reason why they said, why didn't white people notice? I go, because they didn't allow us in anything. So they weren't educated on what light skin looked like. That's why they were like, oh yeah, you look white, because they weren't around Black people, unless it was some Serbian shit. They just didn't allow us in anything. Whites only, whites only, whites only. So they didn't intermingle. But nowadays, white people they're around light-skinned Black people, dark-skinned Black people, mixed Black people. So they, you know, it's a visual thing, visual education. That's just my theory.
He's all like, look, I don't know shit. I'm just employed by the establishment, but I have my theory.
Right. I love how Shanae's like, allegedly, like, just in case I'm wrong, y'all not gonna come back at me.
Yeah, in case I'm wrong, it's just what I think. You know. But the social media has the brand. You know, I got Nas sent me a DM. Nas, Lenny Kravitz. Yeah, he's like, man, I'm a big fan. Your stuff you're doing is amazing. Well, I was like, what? I had a double take. I said, what?
Nas, though, goodness.
Nas, my favorite rapper. He was like, man, I talked to him on the phone for like 2 hours, and he just was so He just said, the thing you're doing is so next level, blah blah blah. Because you feel good. Well, you got the Chappelles and the other, and you go, and when people say, man, you're just as dope, dude. It's just a matter of branding, and you know what I'm saying.
They really like me.
You know, no, yeah, because I'm like, I my mic game, I'm very proud of it. I know what I can do. Yeah. It's just now it's a popularity contest. You know,
do you ever feel like the need to like compete with other people, or do you just focus like on doing your own thing?
I focus on my own shit. You know, the business makes you like look like you're competing. Yeah. And some other comedians will try to make it a competition, you know, which is sad because we should all be pushing each other. But a lot of us, unfortunately, try to block each other out of stuff, which is sad. But the younger, like the one thing I learned about the IG, the influencers, they share. They are always sharing and helping each other out. And I was like, because the way they were helping me out, I said, you guys just, man, everybody got big numbers. Everybody's eating, man.
So you couldn't even say that like Rennie was like following in your footsteps, because you were kind of like following in his in a way.
I was following in his, and then when he started trying to do comedy, he would just like follow in mine. Gotcha. You know, so we were just learning from each other, like, and it was just not a big deal. Like, yeah, let me help you with this. You know, but my generation, it's all like, I don't want to give anybody anything. I don't want to share with nobody. Nope. You know, it's sad. You know, but one thing I give credit to the white comics is they're always collaborating with each other.
Always.
They're always collaborating with each other. With
I
us,
like it's the need to compete, because everybody has something different. Like off the top of my head, I can think of, like you said, the Nigerian jokes, like the one where you're like, you know, you had a friend, I forgot what like nationality the friend was, but your dad is like, but then you're going to die, and who is going to pay for it? Like those are the things that I think of. You know what I mean? Like that's Godfrey's thing, and that's Kevin Hart's thing. He might talk about being short, and you know what I mean? So it's like, it's no need to compete, you know.
And I don't want to say that all of us, like, there's some that are actually, they help out each other, which is good. But it's like, even if it's not, you don't know the comedian, there should be at least a moral support and going, yo, you know our struggle. Let's all support each other, respect each other's creativity. Don't steal somebody else's shit and act like it's yours, which is a problem too.
I saw a rant about that on your IG. You was going off. You was going the fuck off.
Because my friend David Arnold, if you don't know David Arnold, who does a lot of great stuff with his wife and his kids, some guy took his whole bit and he compared it. And Dave's my friend, so I said, "Ooh, this is a good excuse for me to talk about joke thieves." So I hate joke thieves. I think they're an abomination. I think they're a cancer to comedy. The fact that you will take some, I mean, listen, stealing, I mean, come on. Let's be real. I mean, the inventions of America were stolen from black folks, you know? So I just hate it. It's just like not fair. Someone works so hard, painstaking hours to get something right. And then here you come because you're a depraved piece of shit. And you just come and go, oh, let me do that. I just don't like that. You know, I love originality. I'd rather somebody do terrible on stage by doing original shit than killing with someone else's stuff. That's just how I feel, you know.
And they might not even kill it because they might not have the cadence, the comedic timing. Like
sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. That's how good the joke is. Sometimes too.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, you know. But yeah,
like sometimes some stuff is just funny, and it's like you don't need to steal it. Just be funny, like dang.
But it's desperation. People get desperate. It's no different than creating shows. Look at Friends. They stole from Living Single.
Yeah.
100%.
Living Single is infinitely.
We know.
Yeah, they ripped it off. So it's like they do a lot of that. They'll say, oh, you'll have some black writers pitching shows to these companies, these networks, and then they'll say, oh, we're not doing that. Then they'll do a white version of what you pitched 2 years later.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and I'm saying all of them do that. They do it to whites. Do it to whites. I mean, it's not just
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that to appease. It's the truth, you know. Yeah. So, you know, it's just too bad that people do that kind of shit. But there are great minds that think alike. Sometimes you come around with the same kind of joke, which is fine. But you know when someone stole your shit.
Absolutely.
You'd be like, nah, but you said exactly the same way. Who does that? Great minds think alike. Yeah, but not that alike. Even
You would have
Twitter is
changed a
different.
word here, 2 words there. You did it verbatim. Fuck out my
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
No. So, to piggyback off what you said about people like stealing ideas,
Yes.
we deal with the same thing in like this blurred like cosplay like mini sphere that we live in. There is a blurred radio show that had been around for a while, and they tried to say that us being a blurred web show was stealing from them. They were like, "You're stealing our followers and taking our stuff," and we were like, "Y'all ain't got no followers, baby. Like, you ain't got no viewers.
First of all,
Can't take nothing from nothing. Number one. Number two, what y'all do on the radio is way different than what we do when we go live. So
are they dudes?
It's mostly dudes.
Okay. Well,
he's like that.
Listen, this is the problem. Everybody, we need a bunch of black nerd shows. We need a bunch of it. What the fuck is this? You want to be the only? It's like the one black person in a party and another black person can be, oh damn, you fucking it up.
I'm the token. No, I'm the token. No, I'm the token.
Right.
Yeah.
First of all, why are we fighting over being a token?
It's disgusting. It's slave shit.
Yeah.
Like
it's like we're all doing the same thing. So it's like, why can't we?
It's like my thing is this: respect the lane. You guys do your thing, but it's every blur. There should be lots of blurs. You idiots.
Yeah.
That's how we get it.
Yeah, and I don't do like the gatekeeping, kiss the ring BS because the ladies here will tell you. I've even had guests on the show where I was like, "So you finna get cussed out?" Because I don't like pay my dues, sir. I come in, I work this show every single week. I do stuff behind the scenes. I don't owe you anything, and I don't know if you know this. Pull up a chair, boo. This table is big enough for all of us.
You know, it's like we gotta. It's just, and that's the thing. There's only so many times we point at white folks, and then we so terrible at our. It's just, it's just like white people. Like, okay, now we can't get black nerds to get together. I gotta go. I gotta fucking go. God, that's why they leave us to our own detriment. They go, oh, don't worry, they'll fuck it up themselves. They ain't gonna stick together anyway. That's why they just leave us. Nah, don't worry, though. That's how they did. I don't. Here I go again. That's how they did the FBI did the gangs in Chicago, because Chicago is a huge gang city, and that's how they did it. That's how J. Edgar Hoover said, okay, this is what we're going to do, because the gangs were meant to help the black community. They were there for breakfast programs and shit, Black Panther. So they said, we got to go in there, send some of our people, the sellouts, to come in, start a fight amongst each other. So then once they started fighting, the FBI pulled out and said, okay, they're going to screw themselves up already. We don't have to worry about them anymore. They're all fucked up now.
That's what made me so mad about Judas and the Black Messiah when I finally sat down to watch that movie. And Kurtle, they'll tell you, Kurtle, like if you get to meet King Kurt live, he'll tell you as well, because I'm all like, no, black people just work together and do us and do the thing. And he's like, we've tried and we've done the thing, and I'm like, no, but we got it. And then I watched it and I was like,
yo, and that's so funny.
Sabotage.
I haven't even seen the movie yet, but I know it from real documentaries, the real Fred Hampton documentaries. And I've known that because I've been reading
that's
that
the history of where you live.
I knew that when I was 18. That story, and Fred Hampton was from Chicago, but I know all of that. And I got to give a shout out to my friend Jessica McJunkins. We call her AKA Lady Jess, which you all should follow her. She is a master violinist, and she is a composer, Black African American, and she did and contracted the score to Judas and the Messiah.
Oh,
it was all black orchestra. She is the lead violinist for Beyonce.
I knew that name. I was like, that seems really
Lady
familiar.
Jess, you guys should follow her, and she is fantastic. She'd be great to be on your show. She's
Put in
so
a good
great.
Get on that. I'm gonna get
Put
on
in
that.
a good word for us. Y'all like, hey,
Oh
yo,
yeah, I
I
will.
just,
Oh, definitely. You guys send me a DM, and also she's done. You know, she's Lion King. She was in the orchestration of Lion King, and she did Space Jam, the new Space Jam. I mean, just all black orchestras. She's been on my podcast. You guys need to come on my podcast.
Yeah.
Can we please?
Can we?
Yeah. You guys,
Oh my God.
We can Zoom it. I mean, whatever you guys. I mean, let's see. I would say like I don't care because I have to Zoom this week because I'm doing Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out again.
Yes.
This week, so we're gonna be in a bubble in Jersey. So he's doing it in Jersey because he has a daytime talk show now.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick is a hard. Listen, let me tell you something about Nick.
He's a hustler.
That dude does not stop.
Nope.
He works
gotta support all them kids.
All the babies.
But he was always that guy that worked so hard. And another thing too is I gotta give him his props. He's such a giving guy, very nice guy. I'm telling you, this guy, I didn't know. I've known him for years, but never knew him. Just in passing. What's up, man? What's up? But just I did Wildin' Out last season. This season that's running now, I did that in June. And just being around him and doing Cannon's cast. I did Cannon's class, his podcast. I also helped him complete the Dr. Sebi documentary, which I'm on. And
of course you are.
and yeah, he called me to do it. And he goes, and just to watch him, I'm glad that he apologized to the Jewish community and got that all straight, because he needed to do that, because he hires so many African Americans, like makeup artists, wardrobe, producer, and he's very important to that. He puts his money where his mouth is.
Yeah.
He really does. To be in the Nick Cannon world, you just go, oh, this guy is not playing. He's a real boss, man. And he's a good guy. He's not this arrogant. He's just not.
Seems like it. He does.
And he's raised by his dad. I met his dad last week. Dad is just this distinguishable looking Shaft, Richard Roundtree.
Dang,
yeah,
bro.
really. Like he's raised right. You know, he's just a good dude. You know what I mean? And he's honest with himself. Like, yeah, I got a bunch of kids. That's why I'm working hard. I'm trying to have a legacy.
Nice. That's dope.
But other than that, he's just a good guy. He's just a great guy, man. Talented, dope dude, period.
Well, we will absolutely be on In Godfrey We Trust, because
yes, you guys should be on
it. Crossed off bucket list items.
So I mean, I think we can do it I think we can do it in the next day or two.
Amen.
Say the word. Right. Let us know. Send us a link. Do all that stuff.
We'll send you a link.
Kurt gonna kill us.
I'm sure send you guys a link. You guys send me your information.
Of course.
You guys' number on DMs right after this, and then we can make it happen.
Shout out to Afro Comic Con, bringing Black talent together. This is so amazing. Like, this is
we
why we need all this.
And I have another, and I have another guy too. I think one of my writing partners. He is creating a black superhero comic book right now. He's completing that. And his name is Keenan Floyd Thompson, and he is you know Keenan Floyd?
No, sorry.
Not Keenan Thompson.
I thought no. I heard Thompson, and I was like,
No,
oh my god! I was like, I don't think
Keenan-
Jerome is his
I'm
middle
sorry.
name.
Keenan Jerome Floyd.
Jerome Floyd. Okay.
I know about 3 Keenans. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But he's a writer, and he does Afrofuturistic stuff.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that'd probably be good. You guys can talk to him too. It's just like we gotta bring these people up, shine light on these people.
Yeah,
That's actually the theme of our next Juneteenth photo shoot, which is going to be happening at HNIC Con next year. So just saying, just gonna put that little tidbit out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So also, also Afrofuturism. So Afro Comic Con's theme has always been Afrofuturism, creating and highlighting stories that envision a liberated future for Black and brown folks. What does Afrofuturism look like to you?
No pressure.
Wakanda, yeah.
Wakanda forever.
Bringing it back to the Black nerd stuff.
Afrofuturism for me is just, man, it's just me. I think we are the future. I mean, it's about all of us being on the same page. As far as what we need to do and I don't want to sound corny, as a people, we have to, Caribbeans, Afro-Latinos, African-Americans, Africans, we all have to be on the same page. We're not different. We are the same. We come from the same cloth. We're all struggling the same way. Everybody around the world, they don't like us. None of us. Everybody's hated. So when Africans come and make fun of African Americans, when Afro-Latinos come, what are you doing? Once we get out of our own quagmire of foolishness and hatred amongst each other, that's the Afrofuturism for me, because that's what we got to get over. Because it doesn't matter what technology does, whatever, because as much as technology is advancing, how come we're not advancing? Because we're not cohesive.
Yeah, we got the collective of
Devices. Yeah, divisiveness only serves the oppressor, and it would be in everybody. everybody's best interest to just bond together, because like you said, we are so much more the same than we ever have been different.
Yeah, Afrofuturism is our cohesiveness. That's why they don't think it'll ever happen, because they know we don't stick together. And once we stick together,
when we do, it's a wrap.
When we Voltron, it's over. Game
It's a whole ass wrap.
Game over.
This why we partnering with Afro Comic Con and going to like Blerd Con. I'd love to go to Wakanda Con as well. Like, but that's why we need each other, because if we want this vision to ever come to life, we have to put in the work and reach across the aisle and be like, hey, yo, what you doing is dope and I want to be a part of it.
That's it. The petty shit has to stay. There's nothing wrong.
Crabs in a barrel mentality.
It's normal. To be, argue over, that's normal. But
I don't like that crabs in a barrel thing.
Argue so hard where the whole thing is destroyed. That's foolish.
No, but see, everybody argues about crabs in a barrel, but the problem is a barrel is not a crab's natural habitat.
Right.
That part. We were put into the barrel.
Right. We shouldn't be talking about how we fighting over a barrel. No. Tip the fucking barrel over. Excuse me, I didn't mean to curse. But tip the barrel over. Let us go back home. Get back on the beach.
Right.
Who put us in the barrel in the first place?
Go after that. Go after that.
Be in the sea. We're in the sea. Crabs in the sea. We argue, but there's enough room.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So wait, you guys are all from Philly or no?
So I am from Philly.
I'm originally from South Texas, but I live in Philly. I've been in Philly for the last 2 years.
Okay.
I am from, my family's from North Carolina, but I am in Baltimore.
Right, Baltimore. Cool. Nice.
Yeah,
there we go.
I'm from Philly. My dad was pretty much born and raised here. My mom is from South Jersey, but she lived in like most of her life as
Okay,
well.
cool. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, so.
That's what's
we
up.
all over the place.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
but the
just
show
so
is.
I look forward to I hope that this just gets better and better. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because it has to. I'm like, Afro Comic Con, that should be huge. I don't like that should be a no-brainer. Like
It'll be huge next year in person because we're gonna be in that thing.
Yes.
We're definitely gonna be.
Yeah.
Funding should be like, oh, what? Yeah, like boom, like it should be enough. I don't,
Okay. Yes. So we are gonna get ready to wrap up.
Okay.
Because Hallie has to go, and I don't want to make her leave.
Yes. This was great. Thank you guys. And we gotta make this happen in the next day or two. I think we can. Yeah, let's just nail it.
No, 100%. So just to reiterate the point that we made earlier, Afro Comic Con, not only are they a once a year Comic Con, but they have events all throughout the year, and they are a nonprofit organization that relies heavily on the donations of others. So if you could, please go to their page, go to their website, follow them on all platforms. Make sure you guys donate, put your money where
So
your
it's
mouth is.
AfroComicCon.com or something?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. But they are at Afro Comic Con on Instagram and on Twitter. You can follow them there.
I'll try to make sure I mention on my lives and stuff.
Okay.
Afro Comic Con, because that needs to be
Afro Comic Con.org.
.org?
Org.
Yes.
ORG.
Okay.
Yes.
.org. Because that needs to be dope. Like, what are we doing? Like, come on.
Speaking of your lives, Godfrey, tell everybody where they can follow you. Please.
Oh, yes. Follow me on Comedian Godfrey, my Instagram, and you guys should subscribe to my podcast and Godfrey We Trust
Godfrey
on
podcast.
the Gas
Yes.
Digital
I
network.
do.
Thank you, and use the promo code Godfrey for a week for free. And yeah, man, and even go on YouTube to see some episodes, and then press the subscribe button there.
It's the latest, what, 10 or 15 are offered?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, man. So yeah. So just keep following that.